All right, ready to dive in. Today, we're tackling Google Ads and how they can work, especially for small businesses here in Australia.
Sounds good.
We've got a fantastic guide to help us out. It's called Beginner's Guide, setting up your first Google Ads campaign.
Oh, nice.
And it's from Now Technology Systems, an Aussie web design and marketing company. You know, even if you think you've got the basics down, this guide has some real gems. We really want you listening to walk away feeling confident about using Google Ads.
Absolutely.
Even on a tight budget, we'll show you how to make it work.
I like it.
One thing that really stood out to me was how the guide focuses on reaching Australian customers specifically.
Yeah, it's not just generic advice. It's tailored to the Australian market.
Exactly. Okay, so first things first, why should a small business in Australia even bother with Google Ads?
Well, think about it. When Aussies need to find something, where do they go?
Google, of course.
Right, they're the kings of search here. So Google Ads lets businesses tap into that massive audience.
You're basically putting your business right in front of potential customers at the exact moment they're searching for something you offer.
Exactly. It's about being there when it matters.
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty of it is you can tailor your campaigns to your goals. More website visitors.
More leads, more sales.
Google Ads can help with all of that.
So let's say you're a bakery owner in Sydney. You decide, all right, I'm going to give Google Ads a shot. What's the first step?
First things first, set up an account. It's all online through the Google Ads homepage.
Easy enough.
Super easy. You sign in with your Google account or create one if you need to. Then just give them some basic info about your business, your website, your time zone, that kind of thing.
You don't have to worry about billing info right away, do you?
Nope, not until you're ready to launch your first campaign.
That's good to know, because I think a lot of people get intimidated by the technical side of things. So knowing it's user-friendly is a big plus. But then there are all these different types of Google Ads campaigns.
All right.
How do you even know where to begin?
Well, it all boils down to your goals, really. Now, Technology Systems outlines 4 main types of campaigns, each with a different purpose.
Like those search campaigns we see at the top of Google's search results.
Exactly, those text ads. If you want to be the first thing people see when they search for keywords related to your products or services, search campaigns are the way to go.
So if our Sydney baker wants to target people looking for amazing sourdough bread, they could create a search campaign using keywords like Best Sourdough Sydney.
Perfect example. You're using specific keywords to connect with the right people. Then you've got display campaigns. They use visuals, banner ads,
Oh, yeah, like those ads you see on websites and blogs, even in apps.
Exactly. They're everywhere. Display campaigns are more about getting your brand out there, seen by a wider audience.
So building brand awareness, even reaching people who might not be actively searching for your product yet?
You got it. Now, for businesses selling products online, shopping campaigns are a game changer.
Yeah, I can see that.
Imagine showcasing your products directly on Google Shopping with pictures and prices. That's what shopping campaigns do.
Attract online shoppers and drive those sales.
Exactly. And then we can't forget about video campaigns. YouTube's huge in Australia.
Huge.
Video campaigns let you connect with your audience on a deeper level. Storytelling, showing your products in action, really engaging viewers.
Like a mini commercial for your business that plays on YouTube.
Precisely.
So many options. It seems like choosing the right campaign type comes down to knowing your goals and who you want to reach.
You nailed it. It's all about strategy. Figure out what you want, who you want to reach, and choose the campaign type that fits.
So you've picked your campaign type. How do you make sure you're actually targeting the right people?
Keyword research is key. This is where Now Technology Systems really hits the nail on the head. They recommend using Google's Keyword Planner tool.
Which is?
It's a lifesaver. It helps you figure out what people are actually typing into Google when they're searching for businesses like yours.
Oh, that's handy.
It gives you data like search volume, competition, even suggests bid amounts. It's like getting inside your potential customers' heads.
I'm starting to see how strategic this whole process is. Now, they also talk about long-tail keywords and broader keywords. What's the difference?
Think of broader keywords as general terms, like bakery or bread.
Okay.
You cast a wide net, but you might not catch the most interested fish. Long-tail keywords are longer, more specific phrases.
Like organic sourdough bakery Sydney or gluten-free bread delivery.
Exactly. They target a niche audience. They're more likely to attract customers who are genuinely interested in what you offer.
It's kind of like fishing. You can use a big net and catch all sorts, or you can use a smaller net and target a specific type of fish.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It really depends on your goals. If our Sydney baker wants to attract customers specifically looking for organic sourdough, that long-tail keyword is going to be much more effective.
Makes perfect sense. All right, so we've chosen a campaign type, done our keyword research. What's next? Budget time.
You got it. Now, even if you're super excited about your campaign, setting a realistic budget is crucial.
Don't get carried away.
Exactly. Now, Technology Systems recommends starting with a daily budget you're comfortable with, even if it's small. You can always increase it later.
Especially for small businesses who might be hesitant to invest a lot up front.
Absolutely. Start small, test the waters, see what happens, and then adjust as you go. No need to break the bank right away.
I like that approach. Now, I know there are different bidding strategies too, maximum clicks, impressions, conversions. What's the deal with those?
These are all about how you want to pay for your ads. With maximum clicks, you're telling Google Ads how much you're willing to pay for each click on your ad.
So every time someone clicks, you pay a certain amount.
Right. Then there's impressions bidding. This is where you're focused on how many times your ad is shown, even if people don't click on it.
So you're paying to get your name out there. Visibility.
Exactly. And lastly, there's conversions bidding. It's all about getting people to take a specific action on your website, like buying something or filling out a form.
So you only pay when someone actually completes a desired action.
You got it. You're basically telling Google Ads what those actions are worth to you.
It's like choosing the payment plan that aligns best with your goals.
Precisely. Pick the strategy that makes the most sense for your needs and your budget.
All right, budget and bidding sorted. Now it's time to get creative and design those ads right.
Time to put on your marketing hat. We need to craft compelling ads that grab attention and entice clicks. Now, Technology Systems gives us a great checklist for this.
I bet a catchy headline is crucial. It's the first impression.
Absolutely. It needs to grab attention, be relevant to what people are searching for, and clearly say what you're offering.
And naturally weave in those keywords we talked about.
Right. Make it sound natural. No keyword stuffing. And don't forget a clear call to action. Tell people what you want them to do.
Visit our website, shop now, get a free quote, that sort of thing.
Exactly. Make it clear and compelling.
And what about ad extensions? What are those?
Think of them as little bonuses for your ads. You can add things like site links, call buttons, or location information.
So they give the viewer more and make the ad more interactive.
Exactly. They can really boost your ad's visibility and click-through rate.
Okay, so we've created our campaign, set our budget, designed our ads, and launched them into the world. Now what?
Now the fun begins. We track and measure how the campaign is performing.
This is where the data gets interesting, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's like peeking behind the curtain. Google Ads gives you a whole toolbox for tracking everything.
So what are the key things businesses should be paying attention to?
There are a few big ones. Click-through rate, or CTR. That tells you how many people who see your ad actually click on it.
So it's not just about how many people see it, but how many are actually interested enough to click.
Exactly. The higher your CTR, the better your ad is at grabbing attention. Then you've got conversion rate. That measures how many of those clickers actually do what you want them to do on your website.
So that means they're not just clicking, they're taking action.
You got it. And then there's cost per click, or CPC, which tells you how much you're paying for each of those clicks. You want to keep an eye on this to make sure you're getting a good return on your investment.
It's all about finding that balance, getting those clicks and conversions without spending a fortune.
Exactly. And remember, it's not a set it and forget it kind of thing. You've got to monitor the data and make adjustments as you go.
So you're constantly tweaking things, testing different ad copy, adjusting your keywords, that sort of thing.
Precisely. That's all part of optimizing your campaign.
Google Ads is a bit like a garden. You plant the seeds, but then you need to nurture them, prune them, make adjustments as needed.
I love that analogy. And speaking of adjustments, that brings us to a really important point that now Technology Systems touches on: staying compliant with Australian advertising standards.
Oh, right. That's got to be crucial.
Absolutely. It's all about maintaining a good reputation and avoiding any legal issues.
Especially in a market like Australia, where consumer protection is taken seriously.
For sure. The guide emphasizes honesty and transparency. Basically, you can't make claims you can't back up. No misleading language.
No matter how tempting it might be to exaggerate.
Right. Your ads have to be truthful and accurate. People need to be able to trust what you're saying.
What happens if businesses don't play by the rules?
There can be serious consequences. Fines, legal action, damage to your brand's reputation. It's just not worth the risk.
It's a good reminder that ethical advertising is essential for long-term success. Throughout this whole conversation, we've talked about getting professional help.
It's a big decision for a lot of small business owners.
Yeah, I think a lot of people struggle with it.
Now, technology systems makes a strong argument for bringing in the experts, though, especially when it comes to Google Ads.
What are some of the benefits of working with a Google Ads specialist?
Well, time is precious, right? And managing Google Ads effectively takes a lot of time. You're not just setting it up and letting it run. You're constantly monitoring, analyzing, optimizing, staying on top of trends.
That's a lot to juggle, especially for someone already running a business.
Exactly. Hiring a professional frees up that time so you can focus on what you do best. Plus, it's not just about saving time, it's about getting the most bang for your buck.
Making sure you're getting a good return on your investment.
Precisely. Google Ads experts, they live and breathe this stuff. They know all the ins and outs. Bidding strategies, keywords, ad copywriting, all those tiny details that can make or break a campaign.
So you're not just getting someone to manage it, you're getting their expertise.
Exactly. And they can help you avoid costly mistakes, they can help you reach the right people at the right time, and they can create those high-converting ads that really make your business stand out.
It's like having a secret weapon on your side.
Exactly. Plus, it can be a huge relief to know that someone with that level of expertise is handling your campaign.
No more sleepless nights worrying about your Google ads.
Right. And for many businesses, it's more cost-effective than hiring and training an entire marketing team in-house.
So if you're feeling overwhelmed or you just don't have the time to do it yourself, getting professional help can be a game changer.
It can be the difference between a campaign that just exists and one that really drives results.
One thing that's really struck me is how much this is about understanding your audience. It's not just about throwing ads out there randomly.
You're so right. That's a key takeaway from this guide, and it's something now Technology Systems emphasizes. You need to really understand what makes your target audience tick.
It's more than just demographics.
Exactly. It's about their interests, their behaviors, their online habits.
So going back to our Sydney baker, it's not just about targeting people in Sydney who like bread. It's about understanding what kind of bread they prefer, where they hang out online, what other things they might be passionate about.
You got it. Google Ads gives you incredibly powerful targeting options. You can reach people based on their interests, the websites they visit, their demographics, you name it.
It's like having a laser focus on the people most likely to become loyal customers.
Exactly. And the more targeted your ads are, the more effective they'll be. Higher click-through rates, better conversion rates, and ultimately a better return on your investment. It's all about reaching the right people at the right time with the right message.
And I love how now Technology Systems emphasizes the importance of customer feedback. It's not just about the data, it's about listening to your customers.
That's a crucial point. Pay attention to reviews, comments on social media, any feedback you get. What are people saying about your business? What are they loving? What could be better?
It's like free market research.
Exactly. You can use that feedback to make your ads even more relevant.
Like if our Sydney baker keeps hearing about how amazing their gluten-free bread is, they might want to create a specific campaign for that.
Exactly. It's about making your Google ads and your entire business more customer-centric.
It's a great point. And we have to remember that the online world is constantly changing.
Always. New trends pop up, consumer behavior changes, and Google Ads is always updating.
So we have to be flexible, right?
Absolutely. You have to be willing to experiment, try new things, and adapt as needed. What worked last year might not work this year.
It's about evolving with the times.
You got it. That's what makes Google Ads so dynamic. There's always something new to learn, new ways to optimize.
This whole conversation about tailoring your approach really underscores the fact that Google Ads isn't one size fits all.
It's a powerful tool, but you've got to use it strategically.
It's about finding what works best for your business, your audience, your goals.
Exactly. Now, before we wrap this up, there's one more crucial aspect we need to touch on, the human element.
Okay, I'm intrigued. The human element in Google Ads. What does that mean?
It's easy to get caught up in the data, the keywords, the bidding strategies, but we're not just trying to reach numbers, right?
There are actual people on the other side of those screens.
Exactly. That's why now Technology Systems stresses the importance of crafting your ads with empathy. Real human connection. Think about the person you're trying to reach. What do they need? How can your business help them?
It's about speaking to their hearts, not just their wallets.
You got it. And it's not just the ads themselves. It's about the whole experience. Are you easy to do business with? Do you provide great customer service? Do you make people feel valued?
Those things make a difference. People want to support businesses that treat them well.
Absolutely. So as you dive into Google Ads, approach it with a human touch. Connect with your audience, build trust, and create a positive experience from start to finish.
That's such a good reminder. It's not just about clicks and conversions, it's about building relationships. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have. From different types of campaigns to keywords, budgeting, and staying compliant. We even talked about getting professional help if you need it.
But for anyone listening who might be feeling a little overwhelmed by Google Ads, what's the one thing you want them to take away from all of this?
Don't underestimate the power of Google Ads, even if you're a small business. With a little effort, a willingness to learn, and maybe some expert guidance, you can achieve amazing results. Google Ads can help you reach new customers, grow your brand, and ultimately achieve your business goals.
It's a tool that can level the playing field.
Exactly. So don't be afraid to jump in and explore what's possible. You might be surprised at what you can achieve.
This has been such an insightful look into the world of Google Ads. I know I've learned a ton, and I hope our listeners have too.
It's been a pleasure.
And for those who want to dig even deeper, be sure to check out the full blog post from Now Technology Systems. We'll have the link in the show notes.
Definitely. And remember, the world of Google Ads is always changing. Stay curious, keep learning, and don't be afraid to try new things.
Until next time, happy advertising.
Happy growing. Now the fun part begins, tracking and measuring how your campaign is performing.
Right, seeing what's working and what's not.
Exactly. You get to see what's going on behind the scenes, and Google Ads gives you all the tools you need to do it.
So what are the key things to keep an eye on?
There are a few really important ones. Click-through rate, or CTR for short.
CTR.
Basically, it tells you what percentage of people who see your ad actually click on it.
Makes sense.
So the higher your CTR, the more effective your ad is at getting attention.
So it's not just about how many people see the ad, but how many are actually interested enough to click.
Precisely. Then there's conversion rate that measures how many of those clickers actually do what you want them to do on your website.
Whether it's buying something, filling out a form, whatever your goal is.
Right. So a high conversion rate means your ad's not just attracting the right people, but it's also leading them to take action.
Got it. And then there's cost per click, CPC.
That tells you how much you're paying for each click.
So you want to keep an eye on that to make sure you're getting a good return on your investment.
Exactly. It's all about finding that sweet spot, getting clicks, conversions, but not spending a fortune.
Right. Finding that balance.
And here's the thing, it's not a set it and forget it kind of thing. You need to be watching the data and making adjustments.
Tweaking things as you go.
Exactly. Testing different ad copy, maybe changing up your keywords, adjusting your budget, all part of optimizing your campaign.
So Google Ads is kind of like a garden. You plant the seeds, but then you have to tend to make adjustments, prune it back a bit.
Love that analogy. And that brings us to another important point that now Technology Systems talks about staying compliant with Australian advertising standards.
Right. You can't just say anything you want.
Exactly. It's about protecting consumers and making sure businesses are playing by the rules.
Makes sense, especially in Australia where consumer protection is a big deal.
Absolutely. The guide really emphasizes honesty and transparency. No misleading language, no making claims you can't back up.
So no exaggerating the deliciousness of your sourdough bread.
Ah, exactly. Got to be truthful.
What happens if a business doesn't follow those standards?
Well, there can be consequences, fines, legal action, even damage to your brand's reputation.
Not worth it.
Not at all. It's a reminder that ethical advertising is just good business.
Right. You know, we've talked a bit about getting professional help throughout this conversation.
Yeah, it's a big decision for a lot of small business owners.
It can feel overwhelming trying to figure out Google Ads on your own.
Now, Technology Systems makes a really good case for why it's worth bringing in the experts.
So what are some of the benefits?
Well, for one thing, time is valuable, right? And managing Google Ads properly takes a lot of time.
I didn't imagine.
It's not just setting up a campaign and letting it run. You're constantly monitoring, analyzing, optimizing, staying on top of trends.
That's a lot.
It is. So hiring a professional frees up your time so you can focus on other parts of your business.
And it's not just about saving time, right?
No, it's also about getting the most out of your investment. Google Ads experts, they really know their stuff.
They've got that expertise.
Exactly. They know all the ins and outs, the bidding strategies, the keywords, how to write effective ad copy, all those little details that can make a big difference.
So it's like having a secret weapon.
Yeah, exactly. And they can help you avoid making those costly mistakes that beginners often make.
Right. They can guide you, make sure you're targeting the right people.
Precisely. And they can help you create those ads that really convert the ones that get people to take action.
It can be a huge relief to know that someone who really knows what they're doing is handling your campaign.
Absolutely. It takes a lot of the pressure off. And
Mhm.
for many businesses, it's actually more cost effective than trying to hire and train an in-house marketing team.
So it's worth considering.
Definitely, if you're feeling overwhelmed or you just don't have the time to manage Google Ads yourself, getting professional help can make a world of difference.
It can really take your campaigns to the next level.
Exactly. It's about making sure your investment is actually paying off.
Mm.
One thing that stood out to me throughout this whole discussion is the importance of really understanding your audience.
Yeah, it's not just about targeting anyone and everyone.
Right. You need to go deeper than just basic demographics.
Mm.
Now, technology systems really emphasizes this point. You need to figure out what makes your audience tick.
Their interests, their behaviors, their online habits.
Exactly. So going back to our Sydney Baker example, it's not just about targeting people in Sydney who like bread.
You need to know what kind of bread they like, where they spend their time online, what other things they might be interested in.
Right. Because Google Ads gives you so many options for targeting. You can reach people based on their interests, the websites they visit, their demographics, all sorts of things.
It's really impressive.
It is the more targeted your ads are, the more effective they'll be, higher click-through rates, better conversion rates, a better return on your investment.
It's all about reaching the right people at the right time with the right message.
Exactly. And I love how now technology systems talks about the importance of customer feedback.
Yeah.
It's not just about data. It's about listening to what your customers are saying.
Right. Paying attention to reviews and comments.
Exactly what are people saying about your business? What do they love? What could be improved?
It's like free market research.
It is. You can use that feedback to make your ads even better.
Like if our Sydney Baker keeps hearing rave reviews about their gluten-free bread, maybe they should create a campaign specifically for that.
Exactly. It's about making your Google ads and your entire business more customer-centric.
Makes sense. We've talked about how the online world is constantly changing.
Always new trends pop up. Consumer behavior evolves. Google is always updating its algorithms.
So you've got to stay flexible.
Absolutely. Be willing to experiment, try new things, adapt your campaigns as needed.
What worked last year might not work this year.
Right. You have to stay agile and embrace that learning process.
It's all about evolving with the times.
Exactly. That's what makes Google Ads so dynamic. There's always something new to learn new ways to optimize.
This whole idea of really tailoring your approach emphasizes the fact that Google Ads isn't a one-size-fits-all solution.
It's a powerful tool, but you have to use it strategically.
It's about finding what works for your specific business, your audience, your goals.
Exactly. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, there's one more crucial aspect we need to touch on, the human element.
Okay, I'm intrigued the human element in Google Ads. What do you mean?
Oh.
Okay, I'm intrigued the human element in Google Ads. What do you mean?
Well, it's easy to get caught up in all the data, keywords and bidding strategies and all that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're not really trying to just reach numbers. You're trying to connect with real people.
Yeah, that's a really important point. It's easy to forget that sometimes when you're looking at all the data.
Exactly. And that's why this guide emphasizes the importance of writing your ads with empathy, with that human touch.
So thinking about the person on the other side of the screen.
Right. What are their needs? What are their problems? How can your product or service help them?
It's about appealing to their emotions, not just their logic.
Exactly. And it goes beyond the ads themselves, too. It's
Wow.
about the whole customer experience.
Uh-huh.
Are you easy to do business with? Do you offer great customer service? Do you make people feel valued?
Those things can make a big difference.
Absolutely. People are more likely to support businesses that treat them well.
That's true. So as you're diving into the world of Google Ads, it's important to remember that human element.
Keep it in mind.
Connect with your audience, build trust, and create a positive experience all the way through.
It's all connected.
It really is. Well, we've covered so much in this deep dive.
We have different types of campaigns, keywords, budgeting compliance.
Even getting professional help.
Right. A whole lot of information.
For anyone listening who might be feeling a bit overwhelmed by Google Ads, what's the one key takeaway you want them to remember?
Honestly, don't underestimate the power of Google Ads. Even if you're a small business, with a little effort and a willingness to learn, you could achieve some amazing results.
It's a powerful tool.
It can help you reach new customers, build your brand, and achieve those business goals you've set for yourself.
So don't be afraid to dive in.
Explore the possibilities. You might be surprised by what you can accomplish.
This has been a fantastic deep dive into Google Ads. I know I've learned a lot,
Me too.
and I hope everyone listening has too.
It's been a pleasure.
For anyone who wants to delve even deeper into this topic, make sure to check out the full blog post from Now Technology Systems.
Great resource.
We'll have the link in the show notes.
Definitely. And remember, the world of Google Ads is always changing. So stay curious, keep learning, and don't be afraid to experiment.
That's great advice. Until next time, happy advertising.
And happy growing.